Okay, so today I'm going to show you how to use resources in an ASP.NET web application. If you're unfamiliar with resources, it's basically a way for you to store information in your website. You can store anything from strings to images to files, you name it. And basically the first thing you want to do is go ahead and open up your ASP.NET web application. As you can see, I've actually already created a web form just so that I can show you how to not only add the resources but also work with them. So the first thing you want to do is just go ahead and double click on your properties folder. It's just a default system folder that comes with your ASP.NET web application. And go to your resources tab, and the first thing you're going to see if you've never added a resource to your application before is a message that says this project does not contain a default resources file. Click here to create one. So go ahead and click there. You'll see that it actually creates the resources program right here. And the first thing that it takes you to is the strings. So if you click right here, it enables you to add different things. Again, you can add strings, images, files, basically you name it, you can put it in here. A good reason why you may need to use something like this is because you may run into a situation where you have a piece of text that's displayed on multiple web pages and you want to be able to store this in different locations. And at the same time, not stored in different locations, but you may want to, store it in one location so you can manage it from one location. And it just makes things easier. So let's go ahead and just call this string1. Just leave it at the default name. And let's just set it to I am a test string. And we'll just call this test1. Go ahead and save. And let's go ahead and show you how to actually get that to display on a web page. So let's go ahead and just add a label to the screen, and we're going to set the text property of this label to just empty text, and we'll just name it string1 so that it corresponds with the resource that we created. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to set the text property of this label equal to the string contained in the resources file at runtime. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go ahead and just say string1 dot text equals, and this is how you programmatically access the resources that we just created. Note that these classes are not available until you actually enable the resources on your site. So you say properties, resources, and then the resource that you created actually becomes an option in here. Okay, so now we've got this at the page load method on the code behind file on our web form. So now, since it's at the page load method, it's going to go ahead and set the text of that label at runtime. Okay, so another type of string resource that you can add in here would be an image. And basically what you need to do is just switch over to images, select add resource, and just go to add existing file. And I've already downloaded just a test file from the internet, and I called it defaultavatar.png. And the reason why I did that is because I just wanted to show you one situation where you may use this. A lot of sites give the users the ability to upload an image of themselves, and it's usually referred to as an avatar. And of course you're inevitably going to run into situations where the user doesn't upload an image of themselves, so you need like a default picture to show in the event that that picture for the user doesn't exist. So when you add an image resource, it does a couple of things. First, the name of the actual resource is just derived from the name of the file, and also If you add a file, it actually creates a resource directory, since this is a file resource, and then just puts the file in there. So it's pretty straightforward. Let's go ahead and just save this, and let's go ahead and just add an image. To our ASPX page, and let's go ahead and do image URL equals, and I always like to use the built-in tools so that I know that my path is going to be valid. And let's go down here to the resources directory. Let's choose the resource that we just added, hit OK, and that's basically it. We'll go ahead and run a test. And as you can see, the I am a test string label was set correctly at runtime, and the image is now displaying on the screen. So that's basically it. Again, you can add multiple different file types to the resources. Don't be afraid if you need to add executables or things like that. You know, really it's just taking these files and it's storing them on the server. So if you have any further questions, we have more information on this subject at .netalchemy.com, and thank you for watching.